Hare Krishna everyone, I am Shubhi Gehlot, student of Integrated MTech IT 8th semester. This video presentation is a part of my information security assignment which is prepared under the guidance of Dr. Shaligram Prajapat. Question number 1 is, how can multi-factor authentication methods increase the security of authentication compared to single-factor methods? Multi-factor authentication (MFA) is a security mechanism that requires users to provide two or more forms of authentication before they can access a system or application. By combining multi-factors, MFA makes it much more difficult for attackers to gain unauthorized access, even if they manage to compromise one of the factors. Here are some of the ways in which multi-factor authentication can increase security compared to single-factor authentication. First, reduced reliance on passwords. Second, protection against phishing attacks. Third, increased difficulty for attackers. Fourth, compliance with regulations. Overall, multi-factor authentication is a powerful security tool that can significantly increase the security of authentication compared to single-factor methods. By requiring multi-factor forms of authentication, MFA makes it much more difficult for attackers to gain unauthorized access, even if they manage to compromise one of the factors. Second question is, what are some advantages and disadvantages of using biometrics for authentication compared to other methods such as passwords or smart cards? Biometric authentication is a type of authentication that uses physical or behavioral characteristics such as fingerprints, facial recognition, or voice recognition to verify a user's identity. Here are some advantages and disadvantages of using biometrics for authentication compared to other methods such as passwords or smart cards. Advantages: stronger authentication, convenience, increased security, scalability. Disadvantages: cost, privacy concerns, accuracy, lack of standardization. How do authentication methods such as public key cryptography protect against attacks such as man-in-the-middle and replay attacks? Public key cryptography is a method of encryption that uses a pair of keys, a public key and a private key, to secure data transmission. Here's how it protects against man-in-the-middle and replay attacks. First, man-in-the-middle attack. In a man-in-the-middle attack, an attacker intercepts communication between two parties, typically by impersonating one of them. Public key cryptography can protect against man-in-the-middle attacks by using digital signatures to ensure the authenticity of messages. Second, replay attack. In a replay attack, an attacker intercepts a message and replays it later in an attempt to gain unauthorized access. Public key cryptography can protect against replay attacks by using a nonce, which is a random number generated by the sender for each message. In what ways can biometric authentication methods be vulnerable to attacks such as spoofing or replay attacks, and what measures can be taken to mitigate these risks? Spoofing attacks occur when an attacker impersonates an authorized user's biometric characteristic, while replay attack involves the reuse of previously recorded biometric data to authenticate and gain unauthorized access. Here are some ways in which biometric authentication can be vulnerable. Spoofing attacks. Biometric authentication can be vulnerable to spoofing attacks if the biometric scanner is fooled by a fake biometric characteristics such as a silicon replica of the fingerprint or a 3D printed face. To mitigate this risk, organizations should use biometric sensors that are resistant to spoofing. Second is replay attacks. Biometric authentication can be vulnerable to replay attacks if the biometric data is not securely transmitted or stored. To mitigate this risk, biometric data should be encrypted both during transmission and storage, and organizations should implement measures to detect and prevent unauthorized access to the biometric data. Third is data breaches. Biometric data breaches can occur when an attacker gains unauthorized access to a database containing biometrics data. To mitigate this risk, biometric data can be stored securely using strong encryption and access controls. Fifth question is, what are some potential drawbacks of relying on software-based trusted computing solutions such as TMPs or secure enclaves? Potential drawback to relying on these solutions including complexity. Hardware-based trusted computing solutions can be complex to implement, configure, and manage. Second, limited portability. Trusted computing solutions are often tied to specific hardware platforms or operating system, which can limit their portability across different systems or devices. Third, risk of vendor lock-in. Some trusted computing solutions may be proprietary, which can lead to vendor lock-in and reduced flexibility in terms of choice of vendors or hardware platforms. Fourth, potential for hardware-based attacks. While hardware-based trusted computing solutions provide a high level of security, they are not immune to attacks. Hardware-based vulnerabilities such as side channel attacks or hardware trojans can be exploited to bypass security mechanisms and compromise sensitive data. Fifth, performance impact. Hardware-based trusted computing solution can have a performance impact on systems, especially if they are used extensively. This can be concern for applications that require high performance computing or real-time processing. Sixth question is, how can trusted computing technologies such as secure boot and code signing be used to prevent malware and other attacks on computer systems? Here are some ways in which trusted computing technology can be used to prevent malware and other attacks. First, secure boot. Secure boot is a feature that ensures that only trusted code is executed during the code boot process. Secure boot uses a combination of hardware and software mechanism to verify the integrity of boot code, including firmware, bootloaders, and operating system kernels. This prevents attackers from infecting malicious code into the boot process, which can compromise the system's security. Second, code signing. Code signing is a technique used to ensure that only authorized software is installed and executed on the system. Third, trusted platform module. TPM is a hardware-based security solution that provides a security storage area for cryptographic keys, measurements, and other sensitive data. Fourth, remote attestation. Remote attestation extractation is a technique used to verify the integrity and security of a remote system. It includes the use of trusted third parties such as a server or a cloud service to verify the system security postures. How can side channel attacks be used to extract information from systems and are designed to be secure such as encrypted communications or hardware security modules? Side channel attacks can be used to extract information from systems that are designed to be secure, such as encrypted communications or hardware security modules, by exploiting the information leaked by the system's physical properties. Here are some examples of how side channel attacks can be used to extract information. First, power analysis attacks. Power analysis attacks involve monitoring the power consumption of a system to extract sensitive information such as cryptographic keys. These attacks can be used to extract information from hardware security modules or other devices that use encryption algorithms. Second, timing attacks. Timing attacks involve measuring the time it takes for a system to perform certain operations to extract sensitive information. For example, a timing attack could be used to determine the value of a secret key by measuring the time it takes to perform a cryptographic operation. Third, electromagnetic EM attacks. EM attacks involves monitoring the electromagnetic radiation emitted by a system to extract sensitive information. These attacks can be used to extract information from devices that use encryption algorithms such as smart cards or hardware security modules. Acoustic attacks. Acoustic attacks involves measuring the sound generated by a system to extract sensitive information. For example, an acoustic attack could be used to determine the value of a secret key by measuring the sound generated by a device during a cryptographic operation. Eighth question is, how can countermeasures such as power analysis, resistant designs, or randomization be used to mitigate side channel attacks, and what are the trade-offs between security, cost, and performance? Side channel attacks are attacks that exploit information leaked by a system's physical properties such as power consumption, electromagnetic radiation, or timing. Countermeasures such as power analysis resistant device and randomization can be used to mitigate side channel attacks. However, these countermeasures often have trade-offs between security, cost, and performance. First, power analysis resistant designs. Power analysis attacks involves monitoring the power consumption of a system to extract cryptographic keys or other sensitive information. Second, randomization. Randomization can be used to mitigate side channel attacks by introducing random variations in system behavior, making it more difficult for attackers to extract useful information from side channels. Third, trade-offs. The trade-offs between security, cost, and performance must be carefully balanced when implementing countermeasures for side channel attacks. Stronger power countermeasures often come with higher cost and performance impacts, while weaker countermeasures may not provide sufficient protection against advanced attacks. In addition, countermeasures that are effective against one type of side channel may not be effective against others, requiring a multi-layer approach to side channel attack mitigation. Thank you for watching.